This is a theory that seems to talk about Bowser and King Boo from the Mario series. Bowser is a crazy villain. Some of his deaths at the end of Mario games are pretty brutal. An example of this is in Super Mario Galaxy, the first one, when he falls into a star and has to go through an exploding planet that turns into a black hole with him on it. King Boo's role in the Mario series at first glance doesn't seem to be anything significant. He only appears in a few Mario games, and aside from the Luigi's Mansion series, his role in the games he does appear in is minor. You may think that Bowser and King Boo have nothing related to each other. However, they both play a major role together in the Mario series, which keeps the series alive. While this is never explained directly, there are a few games in the Mario series which give hints about the truth of Bowser and King Boo.
Super Mario World is the first game in the Mario series in which hints about the theory are included. While it is small, it is important, especially for King Boo. King Boo was really around as early as Super Mario Bros. 3 days, in which Boos first appeared. King Boo was around in this time, he just never appeared in-game. While Super Mario Bros. 3 doesn't include hints to the theory, Super Mario World does. Have you realized how occasionally there were these ghost house levels in Super Mario World? These houses are where Boos lived peacefully, and they didn't want anybody bothering them. Then came Mario, who randomly ran into the house, disrupting and sometimes knocking out Boos. This happened numerous times in most ghost house levels. The Boos knew they had to stop this, so they reported to King Boo and told him that Mario has been a pain to them and he needs to be stopped. King Boo was furious about this, as ghost houses are meant to be places where Boos could live peacefully, but instead, Mario keeps starting chaos within the Boo families that reside there. Thus, King Boo started tracking down Mario. This started the Boos and King Boo's hatred towards Mario that continues to today.
Paper Mario was the second game in the Mario series that provides hints about the theory. This game is very important to the theory, especially for Bowser. While the main attention in this game goes to Bowser, King Boo deserves to be noticed as well. Between Super Mario World and Paper Mario, Mario continued to be disruptive to Boos, especially in Yoshi games. While he hasn't been as disruptive, it was still enough to continue King Boo's hatred towards Mario. In Paper Mario though, Mario actually allied with the Boos in World 3. While you may think this would change King Boo's mood about Mario, if you think more into it, you'll see that what Mario did wasn't nearly enough to make up for what he did in Super Mario World. First, Mario only allied with one ghost house, compared to the several he disrupted in Super Mario World. Second, Mario was kind of forced to help the Boos, because they wouldn't give him the Star Spirit until he helped solve their problem. All in all, what Mario did in Paper Mario wasn't enough to stop King Boo's hatred towards him. Bowser played a much bigger and interesting role to the theory in Paper Mario. The end of the game is where it gets interesting. This starts in the scene where Bowser and Kammy Koopa are on a platform about to explode. Mario is on it too, but he escapes due to the help of the stars. Bowser though. The explosion of the platform is heard. Explosions are seen, and Bowser is not seen anywhere escaping. Note that the platform is also thousands of feet in the sky, if not more. While Bowser's deaths before this game were a little understandable on how he survived, maybe he can swim in lava and only got injured on his falls, there is no explanation on how Bowser can survive being on an exploding platform thousands of feet in the sky. The explosion, or at least the fall, should have killed him. In fact, proof about Bowser's death may be hinted in-game, at the very end of the game, when you must walk to Peach's castle to trigger the ending scene. Go to the center part in town. In front of Merlin's house should be a sign, which is called the Toad Town News. After mentioning about how Mario defeated Bowser and how Peach and her castle are safe, it also mentions this: Bowser was badly beaten and will likely never return. We're sure of it. Almost positive. The sign clearly states how Bowser was beaten badly, which is true. Being on an exploding platform thousands of feet in the sky is literally a death sentence, even for someone as tough as Bowser. Mario also fell from the same height at the beginning of the game, and got killed, but he was shortly revived by the stars. The sign also states on how Bowser won't return. This is also true. There is no way Bowser can return if he is beaten up so badly that he is likely dead. But wait, if Bowser is dead, then why is he still alive as the main villain in the Mario series today? This is because the theory still expands to the Mario game after Paper Mario. Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion is perhaps the most important game to this theory. Both King Boo and Bowser play equally important roles in this game. This game is why the Mario series still has Bowser as the main villain today. While this is never told, it is hinted. The hints are actually shown right in front of you. It's just that it's hard for one to connect all of them together. Fortunately, I was able to. You all know what happens at the start of the game. Luigi goes to a mansion, that he won a contest, only to find out that it's much darker than what it was shown provided in the picture. He also doesn't know where Mario is, who went to the mansion before him. Luigi meets Professor Egad, who gives him the Poltergust 3000. This is the first game where King Boo is seen in-game. He first appears after Luigi opens a trapdoor, and a bunch of Boos and King Boo fly out of it. About midway through the game, you see King Boo in a fancy room, with Mario inside a painting, struggling to get out. This is the first sign that King Boo is up to something evil. But soon after, one of the biggest hints about the theory is told. In Area 3, do you remember the fortune-telling ghost, also known as Madame Clairvoyant? You know, the kind of ghost who tells Luigi to bring Mario's dropped objects so she can see what happened to Mario? Well, she says something very important. Once you give her the last object, after she says the orb will show them all it can about Mario, she will say this. What is this? Bowser? How can this be? I see the hideous form of Bowser. Is Bowser somewhere in the mansion? I cannot believe it. And yet I see it. I thought that Mario had soundly defeated Bowser. Has King Boo somehow revived Bowser? This could be horrible. Well, for you. The fortune-telling ghost mentions important things. She confirms that Bowser still exists. But she doesn't understand why, considering Mario soundly defeated Bowser. Remember that Paper Mario was the Mario game before Luigi's Mansion. And how the Toad Town news sign in Paper Mario also thought that Bowser wouldn't return. Also remember Bowser's brutal defeat in the end of Paper Mario. See a connection there? Also know that the part when she mentions how King Boo could have never revived Bowser. This is important later on. The next hint and connection occurs when Luigi opens the door to King Boo's room. Before the battle begins, King Boo does some talking about Mario's painting. He does, however, mention a connection. I remember how much trouble you've, Mario, caused me in the past. This doesn't make sense at first, considering this is King Boo's first appearance in the Mario series. But remember what I said earlier about how Mario kept going on into ghost houses in Super Mario World? That and other rude interactions with Boos is what King Boo meant by the trouble. After some talking, King Boo somehow makes the room do a 360 and make the Mario painting turn into a Bowser painting. King Boo then goes into the Bowser painting and sucks Luigi in. Then you can fight the final boss on the roof of the mansion. Bowser with King Boo inside of it. Remember, connections. Remember how Fortune-Telling Ghost mentioned how King Boo could somehow revive Bowser? All in all, King Boo wanted to get revenge on Mario for the trouble he did with the other Boos, by luring him into a mansion filled with ghosts and reviving his now-dead archenemy, Bowser.
The connections didn't stop after Luigi's Mansion. If you pay attention, you will see that Bowser's death after Luigi's Mansions are quite violent and extreme, and definitely worse than before, especially in some of the more recent games. For example, as mentioned before in Super Mario Galaxy 1, released in 2007, Bowser fell into a star. And this should surely burn him to death. Even if he can swim in lava, though, the gravity itself should flatten him. Yet, he appears later on a planet that is getting destroyed. The planet then explodes and turns into a black hole with Bowser on it. May seem like there's no way that Bowser can survive that and other brutal deaths in recent Mario games. However, there is one way that we can explain this. Just recently, I explained how King Boo revived Bowser. Well, he didn't get completely destroyed in Luigi's Mansion. Why? He is a ghost, and as you all know, ghosts are already dead, so they can't exactly die. What King Boo did instead was give Bowser a little bit of help. He took over his body to keep him alive, hoping that he could find a way to get revenge on his much-hated Red Plumber Mario. You know how ghosts come for revenge forever, they haunt you. This is what's happening to Mario. King Boo is taking over Bowser to keep him alive. Since ghosts can't die, King Boo is thinking of much more evil plans than before. This explains why Bowser's plans are normally more extreme than just capturing Peach. For example, in the most recent games before Luigi's Mansion, Bowser plans mostly just to capture Peach and keep Mario from saving her. In games after Luigi's Mansion, Bowser focuses to really marry Peach. Perhaps King Boo has an infatuation with Peach. Actually killing Mario and to conquer the Mushroom Kingdom itself. Sometimes even takes it to another level to conquer the universe, like what's seen in Super Mario Galaxy. Bowser's sudden darker personality in the games after Luigi's Mansion proves that he is indeed being controlled by some sort of other entity. That entity, I presume to be King Boo, as King Boo's proven to have a dark and evil personality in his appearances in games, similar to Bowser's dark personality after the Luigi Mansion game. This is also why Bowser keeps on coming back no matter how brutal his death is, since he's being controlled by indeed King Boo. He won't die, as he is now a part ghost. You may be thinking it is Kamek or Bowser Jr. who is reviving Bowser instead. That could be true in some of the other Bowser's less extreme deaths, such as falling into lava. However, in post-Luigi Mansion games, some of Bowser's defeats at the end of the games are so extreme that it would be hard to believe that Kamek can even revive him. For example, in both Super Mario Galaxy games, Bowser's final defeat is him getting sucked into a black hole. And it's hard to imagine that Kamek or Jr. is going to go into a black hole to revive him. They, themselves, would be killed as well. Only King Boo, a ghost who physically cannot die, can help his body somehow find a way to survive still intact. Perhaps even made another copy of Bowser's body. If his body was indeed lost in a black hole, not even Kamek or Bowser Jr. can do that. Bowser's body could also have been beaten extremely badly and lost at the end of Paper Mario. Thus, Kamek could not have revived him. Only King Boo could have created a new copy of Bowser's body and controlled him himself. And if this is the case, as he could have done at the end of Luigi's Mansion. In fact, in some of the more recent Mario Bros. Games, such as Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo DS, there's a new form of Bowser called Dry Bowser that appears, which is basically Bowser, but only in his bones. He appears after Bowser's body was previously destroyed in a battle, mostly falling from lava. It seemingly makes no sense for Bowser's to have his skin burnt off by a little bit of lava and still function perfectly with only his bones. The reason for that Dry Bowser is actually that's real Bowser's carcass. The remains of Bowser after he was defeated, in which King Boo is possessing, much like the regular Dry Bones characters. Thus, Bowser still seems perfectly functionable with only his bones because King Boo is possessing his bones and his bodily remains. Bowser's carcass is not the only body which is possessed after it's defeated. Dry bones enemies, which are the remains of regular Koopas, are able to function and be a threat to Mario despite being dead. Regular Boos after possessing them. Since King Boo is more powerful than a normal Boo, he is able to return Bowser's skin and flesh to his body, make him more complete. He is also able to defend Bowser/Dry Bones against, well, the normal Dry Bones' worst weakness, fire, in some way with his increased power when compared to the other Boos. After Luigi's Mansion, King Boo has only appeared in Mario spin-off games such as Mario Party, Mario Kart, and others. While he does make an appearance in Super Mario Sunshine and Super Princess Peach, this could be because King Boo left Bowser's body and tried to destroy Mario himself for whatever inexplainable reason. The more likely reason for Bowser and King Boo appearing in a few Mario games together is the fact that King Boo in non-Luigi Mansion games is just a fake, and the real King Boo is controlling Bowser's body. Notice how in Luigi's Mansion, King Boo has special features such as glowing eyes, purple tongue, and a weird crown. King Boo in other Mario games doesn't have any of these features, so it's most likely that the King Boo that you see in Mario Kart, Mario Party, and other non-Luigi Mansion games are just fake replacements, while the true King Boo is secretly controlling Bowser. Dry Bones, or Dry Bowser, does appear as a character in Mario Kart Wii, also with the regular complete Bowser. But it's possible that the Dry Bones Bowser in that game is either a fake or a previous clone made by King Boo.
In Luigi's Mansion 2, Dark Moon, King Boo escapes from Bowser's body as he realizes that Luigi is again capturing ghosts. Bowser doesn't make an appearance in that game, which is also a connection. He decides to attempt to destroy Luigi again, this time in his real ghost form, without Bowser's body. Despite his best efforts, Luigi again spoiled King Boo's plans to take over the Mushroom Kingdom in his ghost form. King Boo, of course, doesn't really die. He just returns to Bowser's body to think of his next plan to get revenge on the Mario Brothers.
Before Luigi's Mansion, Bowser is really Bowser himself. He wants to capture Princess Peach and take over the Mushroom Kingdom. However, he fails, and instead gets hurt from falling into the pits and swimming in lava, and perhaps even revived by magic in some of those cases. In Paper Mario, though, after his plan failed, Bowser once and for all is destroyed as he deals with the explosion on a platform thousands of feet in the sky. The explosion was so extreme that Bowser's body was forever destroyed and lost, and so not even magic could revive his body. It appears the Mushroom Kingdom and Peach will be safe once and for all. However, King Boo had different plans. King Boo had a hatred toward Mario for all of the trouble he caused with his boos in games such as Super Mario World. He wanted revenge on Mario. He even perhaps has an infatuation with Peach and wants to find a way to marry her. King Boo found the chance when he found out about Bowser's death. He decided to capture Mario for himself and revive and create a new Bowser body to take over the Mushroom Kingdom for himself. Thus, he could get his revenge on Mario and marry Peach, Bowser's body hiding the fact that he is really a ghost. Luigi, though, saved the day as he destroyed King Boo and his revived Bowser, and also saved Mario. However, as you all know, ghosts don't die. King Boo took over Bowser's body and controlled him. He continued with Bowser's plans. Bowser's plans after Luigi's Mansion are more evil than before because of this. Also, because Bowser is now controlled by King Boo, a ghost that is already dead anyway. Bowser keeps on coming back for more, no matter how brutal his death is. King Boo a few times does leave Bowser's body to destroy the Mario Brothers himself, but the Mario Brothers are too much for him, as his plans keep getting spoiled by them. All in all, King Boo is currently really controlling Bowser's body, with many future goals in mind waiting to be accomplished. This is continuing to this day. King Boo is thinking of his next plan to marry Peach, get rid of the Mario Brothers, and take over the Mushroom Kingdom once and for all.
In Super Mario 3D World, instead of capturing Peach, King Boo instead attempts to kidnap the 7 princesses. This makes no sense, but it actually does. The reason is that the princesses are the only ones who could actually destroy ghosts. This leads to King Boo kidnapping the princesses instead of Peach. Although defeated, King Boo will still be able to escape. After being defeated by one or more of our heroes, King Boo used the defeat as a diversion to return to their world and, convincingly, trapped in a bottle.